I love it. Adventure is fun.
Adventure is fun. Yahoo! Wow, I hear the birds chirping from your garden. They're beautiful.
Really?
That is so nice.
I wonder if I hold up, hopefully nothing like comes unplugged when I do this.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
But I have like bars on my window. So
Like,
it looks a little bit like a jail.
The big animals don't come in.
Exactly.
Yeah, so adventure is fun. Oh, look, I put it right in the light there. Ooh.
Adventure is fun. It highlights. Have you been getting better at harmonica?
No, actually, I haven't. But it's fun. I did learn one song that I forgot then. It was like. That was good. That was good.
That was very good. It sounds better to me.
Santa, oh, don't you cry for me, because I come from Alabama with the banjo on my knee. You know that?
Okay. No, I don't know that song.
Anyway, I guess it's like a country classic or something. But it's funny, you know how we live in Bologna? You remember the song, because Oscar Mayer has a way of Bologna. My Bologna has a first name. It's OSTAR. Isn't that bizarre how in English, in the United States,
completely pronounce it differently?
Bologna is pronounced Bologna.
Bologna. Yep.
Such a mystery. It's one of the mysteries of the world. Like, where can you look that up? Is there like an etymological?
I think someone told me that like mortadella can also be called like Bologna. But technically mortadella is like from Bologna. So I think it just changed and we started to pronounce it really badly.
Well, what's funny is if you visit the city, it's called Bologna. You don't visit Bologna.
Yeah, exactly.
So why is the food Bologna and the city's Bologna?
I don't know. I think that's just bad pronunciation. Like as the food moved like its way, it just changed.
Maybe Oscar Mayer, the company, studied, buying trends and what people might like or not, and what the sound they would buy. Would you buy Bologna or Bologna? And maybe having an I sound
Bologna.
made it more
Bologna.
Like it tempted more to buy it. Bologna.
Yeah. Well, is there like a plural? Do you think like Bologna, Bologna?
I don't know.
Because I wonder if that changed.
I think it's bologna's uncountable. You buy 2 pieces of bologna.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if like the plural of Italian might sound closer to bologna.
That's an interesting. Bologna.
Yeah. Possibly. Who knows? Because I know like all Americans think that they say grazie instead of grazie.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm wondering if it's just
love how people say bravo for everybody, right? And there's no gender. And that's great because, gender is a social construct. So I just love it. Bravo. Like my mom will tell me, bravo. And I say, that's so sweet. Fantastic, right? So if you are watching and you know why in the United States we pronounce that mortadella, bologna, please let us know in the comments or send an email to the Myes Bologna Mille School so that we can know, because this is a very interesting curiosity.
I'm curious. I'm about to Google it. Bologna.
Okay. Perhaps I'll introduce myself in the meantime.
Go for it.
I'm Monique from Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, which is on the west coast of the United States of America, the same fine coast as my colleague here in this lovely webinar. And I live in Bologna and teach at Bologna.
Yeah, so as Monique said, I'm also from the West Coast in the United States, but I'm from Seattle, a little more north. Yeah. Don't they like go like that?
Oh, I think you're right, yeah. I don't think I can.
West Coast. Trying to be
cool.
Gangster. Yeah. And what else? I'm 29 years old and I've lived and worked in Bologna, not baloney, for almost 2 years.
That's baloney.
That's baloney.
You can also use, which is funny, you can say, if you say in English in the United States, that's mortadella, that's baloney. That means, what are you talking about, Kendra? That's not true. You're kidding. That's baloney.
That's baloney.
Yeah, that's baloney.
Which now in my mind, I read that and I'm like, that's Bologna.
Yeah, exactly. I think that we would write it with a Y if we wrote what we just said. That's baloney. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Baloney.
Yeah, I'm looking. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, we pronounce it. Let's see. Whoop, wrong tab. We pronounce it like this.
Exactly. Baloney. Exactly.
But why? It's taken me a while to find it.
I'm curious. And if you are joining us, introduce yourselves. And our question is, do you like adventure? Now, my answer is, I think, rather clear.
What does it say? Something about mortadella is traditionally a sausage made from ground pork. The lunch meat we call bologna, or bologna sausage, is derived from mortadella, though it doesn't have to be made from pork. So bologna spelling comes from the Italian city, but it's pronounced Bologna. To saying there's different theories. I don't know, but anciently Bologna was called Bononia.
Wow.
Bologna.
Uh-huh.
But then something about Polari slang, Bologna.
Wow, so there's a whole story as why.
Yeah, I think just pronunciation like changed from what I'm understanding looking at it. Yeah, from a general shift, words ending from nya to become more of a ni, ne
in English
sound. Yeah, specifically Irish and British.
Trying to think of other examples. Well, it's not easy. That's really cool.
Maybe.
So Kendra, do you like adventure?
Do I like adventure? I do like adventure, actually. I don't actively seek it. We'll say that. So if I hear something is possible to do that sounds fun, sure, I'll go do it. But I'm not on the computer looking, oh, where can I, go hang gliding?
You're not? Where you can go hang gliding?
I'm saying I don't actively search for something adventurous.
Let's say your best friend said, Kendra, next time we hang out, we have to go hang gliding. Will you come with me?
I would consider it. I'd consider it.
It's not any friend. It's your best friend asking you.
Because
that's a special thing.
I went paragliding with Irene.
How was paragliding?
Paragliding was great. And then I remember after she was like, I want to try hang gliding. And I was like, I'd consider it. I think I would prefer that than skydiving. I would never go skydiving.
What was hang gliding like?
I didn't paragliding.
Oh, sorry. What was paragliding like?
It was really peaceful. Like when you're in the air, it was a little nerve-wracking. I was very nervous before because I was in Italy. They were speaking Italian to me of what I needed to do, and I understood 85% of what we needed to do. But pretty much it was, okay, we're gonna start walking slow so that the parachute comes up. Mm-hmm. And when it's above our heads, the man said, I'll tell you to run, and you keep running until I tell you to stop. Even if we're in the air, you keep running. So I was like, wow. Okay.
Wide open field.
You're on it's open, but it's like a hill and it drops off. So you just like run off of a hill.
Whoa. That's
Yeah.
wild.
So I was more afraid of like, what if the parachute doesn't get up? Like, what happens? Do I just fall down this hill? Like,
Yeah, exactly. So what happened?
we were fine. He had me start walking, and then when it came up, he was like, "Cody, Cody, Cody, Cody," and so I was running as fast as I could, and I just kept running with my feet in the air when we took off, and then he was like, "Okay, you can stop now," and then we were just floating.
That
We
is
just floated down.
gliding, right?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. I can't imagine. I've not done that before. So you just keep running, and were you tandem with this person? Like
Yeah, he was like attached to my back. Yeah, no, I would never have done that by myself.
And what was what were your sensations like when you were actually like once you had ran and got up in the air?
I don't know. It was just very like you couldn't hear much. Like it was just like hearing the wind. But you could see everything, which was really cool. And he would kind of like do these like spins while floating. So there were like a couple times like you might kind of feel your stomach feel a little strange because like you're spinning. But no, I thought it was really fun. It was really peaceful. It was cold up there though.
Really? Where were you?
We were in Sestola.
I don't know it.
It's I think it's south of Bologna, but kind of between Bologna and Modena, and you can actually go skiing there in the winter.
Wow. That's awesome though. That sounds like an amazing adventure.
It was cool.
I would definitely try that. But like you said, I wouldn't go on my own though. It's not like I wake up on a Sunday morning and say, well, I think today I'll go hang gliding or paragliding, right? But if it's something that comes up, right? I like it just shared with friends, right? If something comes up, I'm totally down for that, right? So to be down for, like to be up for, to be wanting to.
That's so funny. Down for, up for, it's the same meaning.
Yeah, it's the same, right? So I'm down for. I think that probably on the west coast of the United States, we probably use down more than up, but it is the same, right? So I'm down for doing that. So I love adventure. I really, really, really love adventure. And some of my fondest memories are of adventures with friends or kind of, experiences that are unexpected, that are unique, that are cool, that are like, wow, I never thought that I would do that.
Yeah.
So, definitely.
What about you then? What are some things you've done, your adventure experiences?
Think of some particular adventures. I would say like I've done a lot of traveling alone. I spent 9 months in Latin America in 2004.
Wow.
And that was really cool and adventurous. And there were a lot of times where I didn't really know what the situation might be. I remember when I got to San Jose, to Costa Rica, I was with two friends, and we had basically finished this journey. It was like an epic 6-week journey, and they both left. And then I was like, okay, so well, here I am in San Jose, Costa Rica.
Yep.
And I stayed for 3 months and 1 week, and it was awesome. So I went to the university, looked for a place to stay, and then through capoeira, I love the Brazilian martial art dance of capoeira. I met someone, and they said, "Oh yeah, we have a room for rent." So then I went. It was in the Savanilla area of San Jose, and it was a very adventurous 9 months. It kind of one thing led to another,
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking to my best friend the other day. It just came up. I was like, do you remember Costa Rica? Did we go to the jungle together? I actually asked her this because I have a terrible memory. She goes, yes, we did. And we went on where you can go on like this cable that goes through, basically it's the rainforest. So it's 4 levels of right. I can't remember what it's called, but we went on it and it was amazing. The richness of nature in this rainforest is like amazing. So
Yeah.
see, oh,
What
we
is
have
that called? I know what that's called
um,
because I did that in Alaska.
really, how cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
there was
Naduni,
a
how
place
are
you
you?
could go.
Nice to see you. It's been a long
Yeah,
time,
let's see.
Naduni, and hello, Christina from Rome. Thank you
Naduni.
for joining us. So sweet, Naduni. We know Naduni from Bologna Mille. We are
Yeah.
asking you, do you like adventure? This is our big question. Hello, you. Hello, you. So, do you
What
like
is it
adventure?
called?
I want to know. And
Zip lining.
there you go.
That's what that's called. When you have the cable and you just sit and you vroom, zip lining.
Exactly. So that's what we did then. We zip lined through the Costa Rican rainforest, and it was just
That sounds great.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful, and just everywhere is green and life, just nature everywhere. How about you? Did you like, how was Alaska, zip lining in Alaska?
It was interesting. It wasn't like I think probably in Costa Rica it was a lot nicer. For this place, it was kind of like a zip lining course. So or like kind of an obstacle course in a way. So we continued like moving through these different areas to like lead up to one of the longer ones.
Oh. I'm
But it
thinking,
was fun.
Alaska sounds so far away, but and I guess from Seattle or from Kent, it's a bit closer. It's still
It's a
far.
bit closer. It's still far away.
Yeah. Naduni, thank you so much for asking. How are you, teachers? And we ask, how are you? Naduni, how are all of you? I would say I'm doing quite well. I've been cooking a lot. In fact, I brought my parsley with me today. I'm just for lunch. I'm already it's in the oven. Cauliflower with leeks and walnuts.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm doing fine. You know, I'm at home like all of us, and I'm okay. I'm very happy to be still working. Right, we've been doing these webinars for quite some time, so I would
Yeah.
say I'm doing quite well. Thank you. How are you doing, Teacher Kendra?
Teacher Kendra, I'm doing fine. Yeah, I kind of miss going outside, but I won't lie. I like working from home. I like being at home,
Me
but
too.
it's dangerous for me because I will get like, how do I say it? I tend to sometimes close myself in if I'm home for too long.
Like an armadillo. You know how
Yeah,
armadillos protect themselves by closing up?
yeah,
They also have that where you can get really, really comfortable. Like I haven't been out, I was telling you, for 8 days.
yeah,
And I think maybe I need to at least like step outside a minute, at least to throw the trash out, right?
yeah.
There's
No,
nothing.
I'm so thankful to have like webinars and the Zoom lessons because if I didn't, I would become so antisocial in this period, even with my roommates.
Really?
Yeah, because if I'm at home, I tend to, like I said, I kind of go into my shell and I get very comfortable and then I don't want to socialize. But
I get comfortable too. That's the thing, right? We're like, oh, I'm fine. It's all good.
yeah.
And then you're just like, well, yeah.
But I'm happier when I do socialize, but like I
Yeah,
don't realize it. So I need to be like forced. So this
totally.
is good. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I agree.
But Naduni's
Um,
fine. Good. Glad to hear.
oh, fantastic, Naduni. We're happy to hear that.
Stefania, hi. Don't worry. Don't worry about being late. We're still just talking.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about adventure, in fact. Have you had any adventures in the kitchen lately?
A little one.
What was
So
that?
my adventures in the kitchen, I don't know if you can count them as adventures. They're more of mishaps are
Okay.
my kitchen adventures. The most recent, I was for the first time, like I decided to make a cappuccino. So I
Oh,
was boiling the milk and my roommates have a little like an automatic like
frother.
battery like frother, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't turn off the heat for the milk. So all of a sudden, as I was like frothing, the milk started to boil. And when milk boils, it like comes out. So it just started spilling everywhere. And I was like, oh no. Yeah.
So what happened?
it just went over, and I then turned it off and poured it into my coffee and then
You would
cleaned it up.
still
But
use that milk though over your coffee.
not too much spilled.
Oh, that's
There was
good.
still enough left in the little pot.
Yeah, I mean, there is such an art to making a good cappuccino. I worked like many years ago in Rome. I worked at a bed and breakfast place, and so I was in charge of like I had to be there at 5 a.m. every morning, and I was the one who made the coffees. I can make a good espresso, but cappuccino, I admit, is very difficult to make well. I don't think I ever
Yeah.
really perfected the art of it. I got to doing them decently, right? They were always
Yeah. I have no idea how mine are, but they're good enough for me to drink. So,
right, which is good. Yeah. Christina says every cloud has a silver lining. Beautiful, beautiful idiom. I totally
yep.
agree with you, Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Naduni, I really miss my lessons, teachers, and partners. I want to come back. Yeah.
Very sweet. Oh, and Stefania says, me too, Naduni. I missed my old life. Oh, so
You're making me
sweet.
sad.
Shall we dive into our focus before we
Yeah.
get sad? We're lucky
Yeah.
to be together, right? So let's
Exactly.
enjoy this. Let's dive into the English now.
You have a heart. Okay. Yeah, let's look at our focus, guys. You want to read, Monique?
I do. So our focus is about experiences with these giant feet walking on the train tracks. So we will do revision of present perfect, using present perfect questions, and talking about experiences because life is experiences, right? Like
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix said, "Are you experienced?" Jimi Hendrix, who's from your town of Seattle,
He
right?
is. He's from Seattle. Or he's from Washington.
So cool. Where is he from?
I don't actually remember the exact city.
So cool. It's just so cool that he's from the state of Washington.
There's a lot of artists that come from Washington.
Sweet.
But I'm sure also LA, California.
And Italy?
They're all over. Yeah, they're all over. They're all over.
Yeah.
Okay, so our first slide, guys, we have a question here at the bottom. What is the question we use to ask about experiences? So we have some examples. I've been to the US 5 times. I've never driven a Ferrari, but I'd like to one day. And I've sailed all over the world. I can't talk. World.
Word to pronounce, right?
I was starting to say something else before finishing world. And so it was like world.
It's such a strange R. World.
World. I have a question for you because someone one time corrected me. How do you pronounce, like, if I want to say two things, the word that starts with a B, how do you pronounce it?
Both.
Okay, I pronounce it weird. I say both. I added an L.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Both. It's very common. Why? I don't know. Do you know why you put the L in?
I have no idea, but my mom does it too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's like a weird Washington thing or I have no idea.
Maybe it's a West Coast thing because it's like my stepmom says both.
Does she?
Too. My friend says both. Yeah, it's very common. Both.
Okay,
Both.
It's strange. I have to really think both if I want to pronounce it correctly. Both, but I say both.
So interesting, huh? Wonder where the L came from.
I have no idea.
Ooh. Christina,
I'm very fascinated.
Have you ever plus past participle? Fantastic. Yeah. So, have you ever driven a Ferrari, for example?
No, I haven't. Have you?
No, I haven't, but I would really like to. I like driving stick shift, and I'm interested in, and I like driving fast. So
perfect. It's the perfect combination. Obviously, a Ferrari.
Exactly.
But I would really like to learn how to sail.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would do it all over the world. I think I would get a little seasick being on a sailboat for too long.
I've done it a very little bit, and it's really awesome, and it's really intense. I did not find it relaxing because you have to be very careful of the mast and of the sail. And I mean, especially on a small sailboat, right? I'm not talking about a big sailboat, a small sailboat. There's a lot of work to do. It's very intensive. It's very like, you really have to know know how to read the waves, or how to
Yeah.
read the meteorological conditions. It's really cool. I would love to go sailing again, but I don't think I would necessarily sail around the world or take a course in sailing. My mom's so cute. Right now she lives in West LA, but she
Right.
lived for about 10 years in the marina. So it's called Marina del Rey. It's just south of Santa Monica and Venice Beach and
Yeah.
north of like El Segundo or something. And she wanted to live there because she loves the water. She loves boats. She loves the water. And then she decided to take a class in sailing. So she did. And then she realized very shortly thereafter that it was not for her at all, right? She found it to be way too challenging, like for equilibrium. And sometimes has vertigo. And so she's like,
Yeah.
okay, no, but
Can't
she
do
did
it. Bye, guys.
about it and stuff, which I thought was really neat. It was beautiful. She lived right by the boats, but now she lives in West LA. So
Okay. I think I would be interested in doing a sailing course, like just something short, like maybe a week of
yeah,
sailing.
cool.
I don't know. I think I might like it.
All right, awesome. So yeah,
But
have you
it
ever
does scare me.
past participle? So remember the past participle is what we use. Yeah, great, Christine.
Good. Your turn.
Okay, cool. So we see the question that's asked now is what tense often follows the present perfect and why? So can you tell us what tense often follows the present perfect and why? Meaning,
Why?
we have a statement that says, I've been to the USA. What would the next question be, right? So we know present perfect, this whole focus is about experiences. So we're talking
Yeah.
about in our life. We are all alive right now. Everyone here that's in this present webinar, we are alive. So when we talk about experiences, we don't say, we would want to use the present perfect. I say, I've been to Washington, I've been to the state of Washington twice. I use the present perfect because I would love to go again. I would love to. That would be so fun. So we want to know what tense often follows the present perfect and why.
Exactly.
You have, right? Your grandmother lives in El Centro, right? Something
Yeah,
like that.
I've been to California many, 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 many times.
Yeah, and do you think you might go again?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
To see
then,
my family.
awesome, awesome. So we want to know what tense often follows when we describe an experience. For example, I've been all around Italy. I've been.
Maybe we want to ask for some more information about that experience.
Exactly.
What tense can we ask? I'll give you a hint.
This is our hint. Shall we reveal?
Yes, let's reveal.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh, and someone already, we have some answers at the same time.
Done. It was the harmonica that called the answers out.
Yeah. Christina.
Past simple often follows the present perfect to give specific details, specific information, exactly, about an experience in the past. Good.
Yeah, exactly, Stefania. Same thing. Past simple for specific time and information.
Fabulous.
Exactly, you guys. So when we say I've been to the US 5 times, someone might ask us, well, when and where did you go? We're going to use the past simple to ask for that.
Why did you go?
Why did you go?
About the past, exactly. So past simple, always with something that's finished. Present perfect, in this case, experiences. So I've been to Washington and I would like to go back. Otherwise, I say I went to Washington in 2000 and it was great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
All right, so we move forward. I'm ready.
So let's practice that with a little gap fill.
Yoga.
Yeah, and some yoga. Let's see if this will cover or not, if I put that up. It does a little bit.
But we can do the first couple ones, maybe. We want you to fill in the gaps with the correct form of the present perfect. So careful if it's positive or negative, right? We have a mix of them, affirmative, negative. So the first one says, A full English breakfast before, but I'd like to try one. It's intense. Full English breakfast is
I
really.
don't think I would eat a full English breakfast.
I would.
You would,
Yeah,
because I don't. Beans just sounds strange to eat for breakfast.
I love beans, so much protein. But I don't know about baked beans. Do you know how much sugar is put into baked beans?
No, how much
Like,
sugar?
tons, just like ketchup. It's like if you think of a can of Heinz baked beans, right? That's pretty much
Yeah.
50% white sugar. It's
Wow.
crazy. That's why it's so yummy.
That's why it's so yummy.
Yeah.
I actually love, this probably has even more sugar, but like the brown sugar baked beans.
Yeah.
That probably has even more.
Genius. Genius.
But they're so sweet. Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
Okay, we've already got some answers. I have never eaten. I've never eaten. My pronunciation. How do you say eaten?
I say eaten as well. So
Eaten.
we eat the T. So in the United States, we'll say I have never eaten.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Maybe in the UK, I have never eaten. Right? There's
Yeah, I've
more
never eaten.
eaten. But we would say
Eaten.
even eaten. Eaten.
Eaten.
I have never eaten.
This is what I do for also mountain and kitten and mitten. I eat the T.
Yeah. Mountain, kitten, mitten.
Yep.
Absolutely. So funny, huh?
Eaten. It's funny sounding.
Yeah.
But good, you guys. Exactly. I've never eaten a full English breakfast before. And wow, we've already got answers for number 2.
Brilliant. So, in a private airplane, and they're both Stefania and Christina. Have you ever flew or have you ever flown? So, Stefania and Christina have different ones. Which one is correct, everyone? What is the past participle of to fly? I fly, I flew, and this one is because we actually add the N. It's very, very irregular. Have you ever flown? So, and we want to also hear the N. Have you ever flown?
Flown. Mm-hmm.
If you're at home, try going. It's really good. It's a good exercise and it's good for relaxing your face muscles.
For your face? I didn't know that.
No problem, Stefania. It's all good.
Yeah, we got it. They got it. Flown.
Private airplane.
3. Someone guessed I have never gone for the first part in Dooney. Okay. And Stefani said I've never been, but my sister has lived.
So, what is the difference? I have never been, I have never gone. Is there a difference?
Yeah,
Never
there
been?
is a difference.
Yeah. What is the difference? I have never
Gone is like a one way. You go, but you have not returned. Been, though, you go and you return. It's the completed trip.
So exactly. Think about in this example. I have never to London. Meaning maybe I live in Bologna and I'm saying I have never to London. So clearly it has to be that second one that Kendra mentioned of going and coming back. Right?
Yeah.
So I have never, let's see here. Christina's suggesting I have never been to London. Let's take a look. Never. Which one is it going to be?
I'll put this up. Dun, dun. Gone. So let's find out.
No, sorry. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it was okay. We have one more. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Good.
Right. Yeah. So I've never been to London, but my sister has lived there before. So notice she has lived there before, meaning she does not live there now. She lived in Notting Hill for 6 months in 2008. So she used to live there, but she does not live there now. Right?
Yeah. Past experience, guys. Past experience. What about number 4? Let's see. Let me look through my answers again. We have I've done yoga before. I've done yoga. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I've done.
I've done yoga before. I took a class. Wow. When I was in the Caribbean, we have a colleague from the Caribbean. Some of you certainly know. Our colleague named Jenna is a teacher from Freeport in the Bahamas.
Yep.
Probably looks like this picture of Freeport. Totally blue.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever been to Freeport?
I have, but when I was there, it was when I worked on, make sure this isn't one of my things. Okay. It was when I worked on cruise ships. And when we were in Freeport, it was an auction day. So we couldn't go off the ship.
Oh, interesting.
So I stayed in the actual port of Freeport, and there wasn't anything in the actual port. There was like one bar off the ship.
You've seen the blue sea of the Caribbean.
Yeah. We would also go to Nassau, which I liked Nassau. And there was one island that was like a private island owned by the cruise company. I forget what it was called. And that one was really nice. I did like that one.
Amazing. I can't imagine. What a cool experience.
Yeah. I prefer Hawaii though than the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Personally.
Number 5. I can't believe you. The Divine Comedy, written by Dante, of course. I can't believe you've never read the Divine Comedy. So then we say, I can't believe you have never. And then it goes to the past simple, like we saw before. I read it when I was at university. Also, poetry.
Yeah, we have a guess for I've written. That's another one.
Written. Yeah, exactly. Written as opposed to written. But both are correct, right? So,
good, you guys.
Written. Fabulous. Yeah.
They're doing awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Woohoo. Fabulous.
That was easy, I think. Okay.
Easy.
Now, do you want to explain our next activity, Monique?
Yes. So basically, well, I'll read it and then explain it. So it says, think of 3 things you have done. 2 are true and 1 is a lie. Your classmates can ask you past simple questions to find out which one you haven't done. So what this game is you share 3 things, right? So perhaps Kendra and I can try, we'll share 3 things and then exactly you guess which is a lie. But in order to find out, you ask the question in the past simple. You want more information. So maybe, Kendra, can you read the first one?
Exactly. So you mean the example first?
First example. I'll ask the question then.
So maybe my example is I've sung on stage, I've acted in a play, and I've been scuba diving in Egypt. So one of these is a lie.
Yeah, so then we call it also 20 questions. I say, oh, really? When did you sing on stage? Where did you act? When did you scuba dive? Where did you go in Egypt, right? Tell me. I want details, right? So for example, when did you sing on stage?
When I was 16, I sang in the musical Les Miserables.
And I go, do we believe Kendra or do we not? Does Kendra sing in musicals? Does she?
These aren't mine, obviously.
Well, sure. Maybe not. The next example.
Your question.
My question.
Yeah.
So where did you go in Egypt, right? Sometimes people will ask questions like this. Oh, you went to Egypt? Where did you go?
I went to Cairo.
Oh, really? Which part of Cairo, right? This is like an investigator. Which part of Cairo? Oh, and what time of year? Where did you stay, right? Almost as if you do not believe the person, right?
Yeah, you're trying to discover which is the lie.
Yeah, so then I might say, out of the 3 things that you told me, Kendra, I think that you've never been to Egypt.
You're right.
Yeah, so Naduni says, oh, it's the game that we do at school with Kendra. Exactly.
I do this a lot with my students.
Oh, it's a fantastic game. Super fun.
It's really fun. So do you have 3 for yourself, Monique? I wrote 3 down for myself also.
Yes, I do. So if you're all ready, I will share 3 different things that I've done or not done, and you will tell me. So I have gone bungee jumping. I have worked with Mariah Carey in the studio, and I have lived in Costa Rica. So you tell me. I have been bungee jumping. I have worked with Mariah Carey, the singer, in the studio, and I have lived in. Oh wait,
So
I
these
have.
are Monique's.
Okay, yeah. Let's say I have lived in Costa Rica. Okay, yeah, these are mine. These are mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask Monique some questions, and we need you guys to guess which is her lie. Okay.
So you can ask me questions in the past simple, for example.
So Monique, where did you go bungee jumping?
So I actually went bungee jumping when I was 15. I won this from a radio station. You had to call in and I won, and my mom came with me. So I went in California, Southern
Oh
California.
my goodness. Okay. What city?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
Well, maybe she's lying, but I actually have a terrible memory. So I could ask my mom. If you want, I'll call her a minute.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, then what about when you worked with Mariah Carey in studio? What song were you working on?
I don't remember. But I do remember something funny that when she sings and records, she does not like anybody to be in the studio at all, right?
Okay.
So basically, I had forgotten my glasses in the studio and I needed to get them. And so I snuck in as she was singing and hid and got my glasses and then went back out. It was kind of scary.
Okay. Then
Naduni, she says, I think the lie is you have worked with Mariah Carey. Okay. Well, we'll see. Maybe we don't know.
I'm not sure yet.
No.
How long did you live in Costa Rica?
So I lived in Costa Rica for 10 years. It was an amazing experience and it's such a beautiful country. And I spent a lot of time in the jungle and in the rainforest and with nature and doing zip lining and beautiful country. If you get a chance, have you been to Costa Rica?
No, I haven't. How old were you when you moved there?
From when I was 11 until 21. I decided, I was living at home with my parents and then I decided I wanted to explore. I wanted to go and be free in the nature. And so
at 11 years old?
Yeah, I told my parents, I said, look, I love Los Angeles, but it's a big city. I hear a calling. I think I need to go to the rainforest. So I spent 10 years in the rainforest in Costa Rica, and then I moved back to Los Angeles and, went back to the city.
And so then can you speak Spanish?
Yeah, actually, I can speak Spanish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. I also speak, let me see, I speak Guarani, which is a local indigenous language of the rainforest. Yeah, it's a long time, right? So,
yeah. Well, Monique must be a good liar. But tell us, you guys, what do you think is her lie? Naduni thinks it's Mariah Carey.
Okay.
I think it's Costa Rica.
Okay, these are all possible. Yeah.
Also, do you have any other guesses?
Other questions, right? This is like to investigate. You want to say, "Oh, really?" Oh, so yeah, we use that also if someone says something you don't believe. You go, yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay. Right. Yeah. I see. Okay.
Yeah, moving to Costa Rica when you were 11 makes me go, really? By yourself?
Every situation's different, right? Everyone's lives are so different.
Yeah. But 10 years.
Stefania thinks the lie is that you have gone bungee jumping. Okay. This is possible. Let's give some suspense music.
Can a harmonica sound suspenseful?
Shall I reveal it?
Reveal it.
All right. The lie is number 3. So I went bungee jumping for real with my mom when I was 15. It was very exciting. I worked with Mariah Carey in the studio in Los Angeles when I lived in Los Angeles and worked in recording studios. However, I did not live in Costa Rica for 10 years.
She
I
doesn't
lived in
remember.
Costa Rica for 3 months, but I did not live in Costa Rica for 10 years. And the clue was that I moved there when I was 11 years old.
11. Because you wanted to, not with your family, but
Which
because you wanted
you
to.
thought it was Costa Rica, right?
Well, when you said 10 years, I was like, that's not right, because we talked about it earlier also.
Yes, exactly. This is true. So, all right, excellent. Nicely done, Kendra. So I guess we have 5 more minutes. Shall we do your examples or shall we move
I think we can. Yeah. Let me type them in. So my ones, first, I've had a lizard as a pet.
Cool.
I've been to Singapore.
Wow, beautiful.
And
Or in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, and I've broken my nose.
So sad. So yeah, everyone check out Kendra's examples. I've had a lizard as a pet. So a lizard is like a small iguana.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Singapore, so meaning she's been to Southeast Asia, and I've broken my nose. Very interesting. So let's ask Kendra questions to figure out. So can you leave it up so we can see it? Yeah. Guess which is her lie. All right. So the first one, I've had a lizard as a pet. What was your lizard's name?
Lizzie.
Lizzie. Okay.
I actually had one and then I had a second because the first one died. So it was Lizzie 1 and Lizzie 2.
Right. You say actually, however, I don't know if you can use that word because this might be a lie. It might be a lie. We don't know. So how big was your lizard? Okay.
Not very
where
big.
did you get your lizard from?
I caught him when I lived in Georgia.
You caught him. Okay.
Where
did you catch your lizard?
The first or the second one?
The first.
The first one. The first one, me and my mom were walking, and there was a man who said, if someone doesn't take this lizard, I'm going to step on it.
That's so sad.
Yeah, there was a lizard crawling by his feet, and it was like a cemented area. It wasn't like the garden or something. Yeah, so I went and I grabbed the lizard and took him home.
That's amazing. So you lived with your mom in Georgia?
Yeah.
How cool. Okay, so maybe, I don't know. Everyone, what do you think? Maybe. What about Singapore? So Kendra says she's been to Singapore. Okay, when did you go?
I went to Singapore when I was 14.
And where in
Singapore? Well, Singapore is the city and the country.
Okay.
So Singapore is where I went.
And what is one thing you did in Singapore that you loved?
We went to the zoo to do like a night safari.
Wow.
Which was really cool.
Lizards?
I'm sure. I don't remember everything. I remember like one. It's so bad. I actually remembered like the pamphlet more than I remember my experience at the zoo.
Yeah, that's very, very funny.
It's weird how memory works. But I remember walking around the zoo and there were some really cool lights.
At nighttime too.
Yeah, it was like a nighttime safari.
So, well, maybe. What about the last one? I've broken my nose. So how did you break your nose? How? I want to know how. So
I was in kindergarten and there was a kid pushing his backpack on the gym floor, which is like a wood floor. Mm-hmm. And so he had his hands on the backpack pushing with his feet running. And I thought, that looks cool. So I decided to try. But when I started to run, my foot stepped on the strap.
No.
So I fell forward and hit my face. And I actually knocked out my teeth and broke my nose at the same time.
Wow, that's intense. So it does sound credible. However, what do we think? What do you all think? Which one is Kendra's lie? I have a strong choice. So Was the lie that she's had a lizard as a pet, that she's been to Singapore, or that she's broken her nose? What do you think? In the meantime, remember Myes SOS Facebook group that you can go to at any time of day when there's webinars, when there's no webinars. You can continue practicing and everything. All right. So we are going to guess. Is it 1, 2, or 3?
What's your guess?
I think my guess is that you have never broken your nose.
Should we tell them? It is 150.
Sure.
I've never broken my nose. But I did knock out my teeth. That story is a true story. I just didn't break my nose.
Crazy, though, but intense as a young child to have that experience. Wow. All right, everyone. Well, it's been so nice to see you all. We send you so much love. Thank you. We hope that this has been fun and interesting. It has been very nice to share with you. And we look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Very soon. Have a great afternoon, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.